video is brought to you by Exams A to Z+.
So the topic is about transport mechanism. Plasma membrane of each and every cell is made up of bilayer of lipids and phospholipids. So hence it is lipophilic in nature. So due to the lipophilicity, the plasma membrane will not be able to allow all the components to pass through it. So particularly it allows only lipophilic components to pass through it. So other than the lipophilic components, the remaining like water soluble components like amino acids or carbohydrates and other molecules will pass through different mechanisms. So hence the transport mechanisms basically divided into two types here. So one is active transport and another one is passive transport. So the basic difference between these two transport is the active transport requires energy, whereas passive transport doesn't require any energy. As passive transport involves the permeability of the components through the plasma membrane maximum, so that's why it is towards the concentration gradient particularly. So in passive transport, the molecules or the ions will move from a higher concentration to lower concentration, so it doesn't require any energy. Whereas in active transport, the components have to pass through the membrane against the concentration gradient, so that is from their lower concentration to their higher concentration, hence they require energy in the form of ATP. So this passive transport is again divided into two types. So one is simple diffusion and another one is facilitated diffusion. So the basic difference between these two is simple diffusion allows maximum all lipophilic components to pass through it by the membrane is permeable to lipophilic components. Simply the components, the ions or the molecules easily passes through the membrane. For example, like so due to higher concentration inside the cell, the ions like potassium, chlorides, etc., so they easily passes through the membrane from their higher concentration to their lower concentrations. Whereas in facilitated diffusion, so the movement is from their high to lower concentration, but so it allows not only lipophilic components, it allows other than the lipophilic like hydrophilic components and other larger molecules. So even though it is towards the concentration gradient, but still the membrane does not allow due to their lipophilicity, the membrane have higher lipophilicity, so that's why for their transport it requires a carrier molecule. So even though it is a it is a passive transport, but still it requires a carrier molecule for the transportation of the components. So the carrier facilitates the diffusion of the components, so hence it is called facilitated diffusion. And coming to the active transport, it is of three types. So basically this active transport is of two types. One is primary active transport and secondary active transport. So these three classes comes under secondary active transport. So this active transport mechanism is also called an uphill mechanism. It's nothing but, so it requires a large amount of energy to pass through the components through the membrane, because they have to pass from a lower concentration to their higher concentration. So if you observe here, this primary active transport, so majorly the transportation of ions or the molecules with the help of an enzyme called ATPase. So it also acts as a carrier molecule, so it helps in the transportation from their lower concentration to higher concentration. When coming to the secondary active transport mechanism, it involves three types here: uniport, symport and antiport mechanism. So uniport, the name itself indicates uniport, the transportation of a single component, either it is an ion or a molecule. A single molecule have to be transported through this transport mechanism. So this kind of protein which helps in transportation of a single ion are called uniport mechanism or uniport active transport. And the next one, symport. Symport is nothing but here the movement of more than one molecule but in a same direction. Symportant is nothing but the molecules have to move in a same direction, but only it has to transport according to their the transport, like in active transport we can see from a lower concentration to higher concentration. So basically inside the cell sodium ions will be less compared to in extracellular space, so that's why the sodium ions will move from their lower concentration to their higher concentration, so with the help of a carrier molecule, nothing but ATP enzyme. So for active transport compulsory, the ATPase helps in transportation of ions because it is against the concentration gradient. And the next one, antiport mechanism. So this antiport mechanism involves here also, so more than one molecule will be transported against their concentration gradients but in opposite directions. If you observe here, the potassium ions will be more inside the cell. So intracellular anion, largest intracellular anion is potassium ion. And here, so the sodium ions are more in their extracellular space, hence they move against their concentration gradient but in opposite directions. So this is said to be antiport mechanism. So uniport is movement of a single ion against their concentration gradient. Symport is the movement of more than one molecule in a same direction. They have to move in the same direction but against their concentration gradients. And in antiport mechanism they have to move in opposite directions, so against their concentration gradient. This type of transport is called antiport mechanism. And in passive simple diffusion, it doesn't require any carrier molecule or any other help. Why? Because they can simply diffuse or pass through the membrane towards the concentration gradient from their higher concentration to their lower concentration. So there is no need of any carrier or any enzyme. Whereas facilitated diffusion requires a carrier molecule for the transportation, as the membrane will not allow, even though it is from a higher concentration to lower concentration, that is nothing but towards their concentration gradient, but it still requires a carrier molecule for their transportation, hence it is said to be facilitated diffusion. So the best example for this facilitated diffusion is the movement of calcium ions, so nothing but calcium channel. So if you observe here, so the proteins which help in the transport or transportation of active transport are said to be, we can call them as pumps, the protein molecules which help in. Why? Because in the plasma membrane, the membrane consists of some of the proteins embedded in it. Though it is the plasma membrane is made up of lipids, completely bilayer of phospholipids, so proteins get embedded inside the membrane to allow the components to pass through the membrane. So that's why that kind of proteins which help in transportation are said to be pumps, if in case of active transport mechanism. So there are proteins which also helps in passive transport, so they are said to be channels. So they are said to be channels. The proteins which helps in active transport are called pumps, and the protein molecules which helps in passive transport are called channels. So if you can see, the calcium channel which helps in the transportation, not only calcium channel, sodium channel, potassium channels, etc. The channels, nothing but, so the ion movement will be either in passive transport or active transport mechanism. So if it is a kind of passive transport, so sodium channel, potassium channel, calcium channel, which helps in their passive movement. Whereas, so if you observe here, so the best example for antiport mechanism, sodium potassium pump, so which helps in the antiport of sodium and potassium ions in opposite directions with the help of enzyme called ATPase. They all require protein components to pass through it. So they are all said to be So the protein, so the ATPase, which helps in the enzyme, so which is protein nature obviously. So this ATPase which helps in the transport antipode mechanism. So this is about anti-active and passive transport mechanisms. The proteins participate in active transport or pumps, and the proteins which participate in passive transport mechanism are channels. This is about transport mechanism.